everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Elise, and I'm so excited that it's dessert week. I've been waiting for this week, the entire competition. I'm a total sweet tooth, and I can't wait to show you what I've got in store today. Now, my inspiration for this recipe came from a year that I spent traveling and studying in Switzerland. As I'm sure you guys all know, fondue is the epitome of Swiss cooking. They have the most lovely cheeses, and having a nice warm fondue after a hike in the mountains with that beautiful picturesque view is such a great memory of mine. So I've decided to recreate this, but put my sweet spin on it, and of course add the special ingredient, Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm so excited with what I've come up with, and I can't wait to share it with you. So let's get started. So today I've chosen to use pineapple, mango, and fresh strawberries. These fruits were all looking beautiful at my grocery store, so I decided to pick them up. When you're choosing a pineapple, you want to make sure you get one that's nice and ripe so you have a sweet taste to contrast that yummy tang. Now, I learned not too long ago that you can determine which pineapple is ripe by just plucking a leaf out of the center of your pineapple, and if it comes out without too much resistance, you have a perfectly ripe fruit. So that's what we've got here. Now I'm going to start cutting up my mango. I'm going to cut it with the skin on, just going downwards on either side of that pit. There's a perfect slice. Now this mango isn't too mushy, and that's perfect for dipping because we don't want anything falling off of our fondue fork. If you can see here, I'm going to score into my skin. I want about 1 inch cubed pieces. Then I'm going to sort of flip this inside out, and it'll come away from the peel nicely, and then I'll just cut all of those off. Now my strawberries are the perfect bite size, so all I'm going to do is just remove the tops of those. If you have larger fruits, just cut them into slightly smaller than 1 inch cubed pieces. And then we're just going to tackle the beast here. You want to cut off the top and bottom of your pineapple, and once you have a base to rest it on, you're just going to sort of come down the sides to remove all of that tough skin, and then slice it around the core. You want to leave out that tough core in the middle, so you're just getting the sweet flesh from the outside. So once you've prepared all of your fruit, you're going to get started on your toppings. Now this is the part where you can really get creative. They are going to be the grand finale of your cheesecake fondue. I've chosen 5 different types here, but you can do as few or as many as you'd like, depending on what you've got in your pantry or what you're interested in presenting. So I have 3 different types of crumbs. These are going to give us sort of a traditional cheesecake flavor. I've done a graham cracker crumb, a chocolate cookie crumb, and for a little bit of spice, I have a ginger snap crumb as well. So those will sort of taste like the traditional cheesecake crust. I also have a little bit of sweetened coconut. That'll go really nicely with the tropical fruits like pineapple and mango. And then for a bit of extra decadence, a few chocolate chips. Those will go really nicely on top of our dipped strawberries. They'll really make this a luxurious dessert. But you can really do whatever you'd like. As I said, get creative and think of anything that you would love to eat in a cheesecake. You can use little bits of toffee, you can use peanut butter chips, you can use butterscotch, whatever you think would be delicious. Now, once we have these all prepared, we want to set up our fruit and our toppings on the table so that they're all ready to go, because I'm going to get started on my fondue mixture, and we want to serve that fresh and hot. So I'll head over to the stove and I will meet you there. Okay, so I have a nice large pot heating on the stove, and to that I'm going to add an entire brick of Philly cheese. It's chopped up into small bite-sized pieces, and I have zapped it in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to get it extra soft, because we're going to melt it right down, and we need lots of help speeding up that process because we've got hungry mouths at the table that cannot wait for dessert. So while that's melting, I'm going to add half a cup of milk just to smooth it out. We want a nice velvety mixture. If it's too thick, you'll have trouble getting your fruit evenly covered. I'm going to switch to a whisk here. As you're stirring that in, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk those in too. Now you want to keep cooking your cream cheese on a nice low heat. Any browning on the bottom is not what we want to see. We want a nice smooth texture. And just keep cooking that out until there are no lumps left over. So that should take about 3 to 5 minutes. Just be patient with it and make sure you keep a close eye on, whisking almost constantly. I'll see you back in a few minutes. Okay, so my mixture is almost completely smooth. Now I'm going to add 12 ounces of white chocolate. I am using chips just because they melt nice and quickly, but you can use whatever you like. If you have a leftover bunny from Easter lying around, chop it up and throw him in the pot. Again, keep stirring. I keep splashing here. Keep stirring until everything is melted down. Now I have a funny fondue story. It's kind of embarrassing. When I was living in Switzerland, I was living with a host family, and the host mother we called our madame, and one night she wanted to treat us all to a fondue, so she had her whole family over, and so we were all having a really nice fondue around the table. And tradition says that when you drop a piece of dipping in the fondue, so in this case we were dipping bread and cheese, you have to kiss the person to your left. Anyway, so my French was not superb, and I ended up saying something a little out of line to my madame's brother, and they were dying laughing. I won't tell you what it is because it's not really appropriate for camera, but it was hilarious at the time, and everyone got a really good laugh out of it. And I got a great story to share with you. So another of my fondue memories. So once I've got my white chocolate almost melted down there, I'm going to light up my fondue pot. You want to light this a little in advance so it is nice and hot when you pour your liquid in. You don't want to cool things down by pouring it into a cold surface. That smells yummy. So this looks like it is ready to go. I'm going to turn off the heat. Bring my fondue pot right over here. And I'm just going to pour all that yummy goodness right down inside. Scrape out as much as you can, because really, who wants to waste cheesecake goodness? So I'm just going to scrape all those last little bits in there. Going to pop the lid on, and I'll bring it right over to the table, and I'll meet you there. So my fondue is all set up and ready to go. I've plated on these cute little plates that have a spot in the center for your fruit, and then little trays around the outside where you can put your garnishes. If you don't have something like this, you can just put your fruit on little plates at your guests' seats, and then you can put a couple of small bowls of toppings in the middle, and everyone can share the toppings. I'm so excited to dig in. I'm going to try a piece of pineapple. You just want to give it a nice dip in your fondue. Get lots of good cheesecake filling. And I'm just going to dip one side, in crumbs. Get a little coconut on there. That is heaven in a bite. It's the perfect combination between fondue and cheesecake. It brings back such fond memories for me. And I'm so excited that you are here to share it. I can't wait for you to try this in your kitchen, and I will see you next week when I make another appetizer. Thanks, guys.